Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for waiting for a second. I was trying to get something squared away here. I think I have my own call-in number now, which will be fun because we could definitely we could have some good discussions. I know this group here has. Whoa, 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 whoa! On YouTube, massive echo. Okay, there we go. There we go. Thanks for waiting patiently. I appreciate it. I got a number. I got a call online. I'm gonna put it up in a second. Welcome everybody. We're gonna chat a little bit about the difference between being a coach and being a lifeguard on duty. And hopefully, you guys out there in the Internet of Things, the world of the internet, know the difference between those two, because there is quite a bit of lifeguard on duty that I see, and not enough coaches. Not enough coaches. Corey, what's up, man? Don't let that happen again. He's okay. I will try not. Greg, what's up, buddy? Yo, Matt, how you doing? What if I'm a off-duty lifeguard? Need not apply then. Augustus, need not apply. Asymmetric ears, always good to see you. Seth, what's up, man? China is in Maui in Lahaina. Cool. You know what? One time, years back, probably 2013, 2014, I think even before China had her own gym, the Good For You CrossFit. I think she was just going to like CrossFit with Peters or something at the time. Anyhow, she came down to the gym and worked out with the class once. It's pretty cool. I doubt she remembers me or who I am, but that was a cool thing. Susie, better hurry up or he's going to get trampled by the 9 a.m. for coffee pods and WOD final. That is today, isn't it? That's exciting. I like that show a lot. Fifth Wheel Fitness. What's up? What's up? How are you guys doing? Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it with no further ado. Of course. Oh, well, first, obviously, we'll say Psy328 first. Thank you. Thank you for being the first. I appreciate that so much. You know what you get? Air horn. I turn that down a little bit. Like I said, I think we're gonna have some guests starting next week. Nothing too crazy. Just a little interview. I'll have some specific questions for them, and then we'll move them on. But it'll be fun because we'll start them out like when anybody comes, we'll be like, "Welcome to the show." And we'll hit them with the applause and like a triple air horn, and they'll be like, "Holy, oh my gosh, I've never had so much love before on a podcast." And I'm like, "I know, especially a digital Zoom one." What's up, Brad? How you doing? It's Brad's birthday yesterday. Absolutely crushed the workout. Helps me out with all the fire programs. Thank you for all that, sir. Okay, so we're gonna get right into a couple clips here, and then we're gonna get into our discussion about coaching. And I really want to hear your guys' opinion on the coaching. So don't be a little biatch and not call in. And if you do call in, like have a statement or have a question, and then move on. Like I don't want your life story. You don't want to get 1999 up in the comments. So make it good, make it quick, and then we'll move on to the next caller. Okay? Fuck. Okay. Does it still count if I cuss if I just like breathe heavily into the mic? As always, we're gonna start with the best of San Francisco. I want you guys that don't live in California to get the full extent of everything that goes on in here. Okay, so this fine gentleman looks like he brought in outside food. Already a no-no. It's clearly an In-N-Out burger. Can't just bring in your outside food here. So here's what we got going on. This gentleman, do you guys want to hear the scary noises he makes? Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no, bro. This is bad.
Look at this dude. Oh, he's like,
oh no, we need to get the fuck out of here, Mag. Fuck.
I live in Dubai. I've never seen as many crazy people in the United States.
Welcome to San Francisco. Unbelievable. I don't know.
You will never find this in the UAE.
In Dubai?
Never.
I'm scared.
Never find this in Dubai. What, just some random dude? Can we see it again? Is it going to replay it? Yeah, look at that. Can't zoom in more. Look at that man's face. This guy is so cracked out on fentanyl, and homeboy's here just with his girlfriend. And my favorite part about it is just keep your head down. Just don't make eye contact. All right. and then they won't come next to us or maybe bite my neck or something crazy. Holy crap. And you know what the funny thing is you guys think like, oh, maybe this is anecdotal. It's just a random thing. Not really, guys. Not really. Question I have too, just rhetorical question, I guess, because I'm not going to put the new call-in number up, mostly because I don't remember what it was. But like, what do you do in that situation? Like, are you leaving there? Do you sit there with your kids? Do you just pretend this is normal? Or do you get the hell out of there? Corey Leonard, we know it isn't anecdotal. Yeah, seriously, dude. Nuts. Jeffrey Birchfield, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Or to viewing the show. Yeah, so just nuts. You guys, I don't even know. Like, you know what's funny too is our like tolerance of what crazy is or what we come to like accept around us in our environment just keeps getting pushed, right? Like you would have probably cast it back 10 years and you're like, dude, if I would have seen this guy just acting like a nutcase, like there's no way we would have called the cops. We'd have been like, dude, this dude needs help. Like he needs to seek help. We don't know what the deal is. He's clearly high on some sort of drug or is just out of his mind. Like now everybody's tolerance level is just like, well, just kind of keep your head down and maybe they'll go away, right? Just keep your head down. Jeez Louise, I always get my food to go. Probably a good call. And you wonder why In-N-Out shit is closing. Oh no, this is like a crucial sin. I have Starbucks and not Paper Street right now because I got it on the way home. Fuck. Don't tell Gabe, you guys. Brad, acting crazier than tweakers. That's my strategy for surviving Bart. That's a good plan. You just blend in. You just blend in. I was going to say Brady and blend at the same time. Brady. The problem is if he attacks you and you defend yourself, they will lock your ass up. Damn right. Like that one dude on, what was it, the New York subway? Like got that guy in a rear naked chokehold and like choked him out. And then the guy that was acting all crazy, like ended up dying. And then they tried to prosecute the dude who like choked him unconscious. It's like, dude, what's the toxicology report on that guy that he choked unconscious? I bet you he's got fucking enough fentanyl running through his veins to kill everybody, right? Jawad. Is it Jawad? Jawad. In-N-Out restaurant in his mental state. Okay. Cool. I always click on anybody who I think is like new to that I don't normally see on here. Mariah. That's it. I'm calling Gabe. Please don't. Please don't. And then here's the scariest thing that I came across the internet. Here is the absolutely, and you guys should all be terrified. By the way, too, I'm not sure about dick butter. I'm new. Yeah, right. Fentanyl on a toxicology report doesn't mean anything. That's right. They only search for one thing. We know what that is. The C word. Died with. Okay, this is something you guys should be fearful. And if any of you have grown children that are going to college, ask yourself, is this acceptable to you? You guys probably already know where I'm going with this. I paused for a minute because I was recently over my a family member's house on Saturday, and they were like talking about putting together some finances for like a kid's college fund. And I was thinking to myself, like, shit, is that even like, do people still consider that, right? Because they'd like just had a baby. So it's like, whatever, fast track is 18 plus years away from going to college. It's like, are we still like, is it still, I mean, obviously save for your kid's future, like find some sort of investment or something. But for college, like, I don't know. It's a little sketchy. So here we go. This is our highly educated activists here at what this is called is the Gaza graduation. I think he goes to a couple different colleges. So here we go.
Gaza graduation. Let's see how much students actually know what they stand for. If you get them right, you win $100. First question, have you guys chanted from the river to the sea?
Yes.
Okay, which river, which sea?
The sea of...
So you don't know that? No. And the answer was the Mediterranean.
And then if you guys notice, he's putting in the cost of tuition next to it. Cost of tuition. Heidi Crum, welcome to the show. What's up, Chit Chat?
And the Jordan. What does Hamas say their number one goal is according to their charter?
They just wanted to free Palestine.
It's to murder all Jews around the world. How many years did Israel occupy Gaza?
Late 1800s, the entire time.
Since
It
48.
was actually under Egyptian control for the first 20 or so years, and then Israel actually left Gaza in 2006.
I'm shocked.
Wait, they left?
What is the definition of Zionist?
Doesn't that mean you like hate Palestinians, right?
Jewish people who think that Judaism is the highest race.
Zionism actually just means that you think Jews are entitled to having their own homeland to protect themselves from another Holocaust. You don't even have to be Jewish. That makes you a Zionist.
Okay.
What does Antifada revolution mean?
I don't know what that means.
But you've chanted it?
Yeah.
It's like a global call to murder Jews.
Wow. Wow.
Did you know you said that?
No,
Would you say it again?
probably not.
How much have our foreign adversaries donated to American universities in the last decade?
No idea.
I couldn't give you a number on
The
that.
answer was over 6 billion. How many Gazan
6
refugees
billion.
have the Arab neighboring countries let in the last few months?
35,000?
The answer was 0.
Look, you asked an education major about
Students don't seem to know what they stand for. So wouldn't it be great if these expensive colleges actually taught them something?
Amazing. Amazing. That's the funniest part about I talked a little bit about, I can't remember if it was you guys or not. It might have been the call that we had on Friday. If you guys aren't already on the school platform that we set up for affiliate owners and for coaches, you guys go over there. I was talking about it on the call on Friday that we had inside the platform. And I was like, look, as CrossFitters, our skill in selling could be really low, but our conviction is always really high. Like you might not have the whole, like, have you guys heard this sales tactic before where they're like, oh, cool, we're going to fill out the profile here to make your software. Like, let me see your ID. Then you get their ID so you could input all their information. And then that way they've already opened up their wallet. You've already kind of rehearsed them pulling out a credit card. And then when you hand them back your ID, you say, cool, now which card did you want to save on your profile? And then it's a natural kind of like, oh, my wallet's already out. I guess I'm just going to switch and then hand you the credit card. And basically what you're doing there is you're putting their card into the system. They're already kind of committing. And then on top of that, you've already kind of overcome the objection of oh, I was just finding out information, or oh, I didn't want to sign up today, or oh, I left my wallet at home. Right now, the deal with that is it kind of feels a little gross, right? Because you're like, did they really want to sign up, or is this more of a high pressure situation? As opposed to CrossFitters, we have none of those tactical skills usually. We're just it's the best. Trust me, everything in your life will get better. So the conviction's really high, but our tactical sales skills are maybe low. And that's how I feel about these college students. It's their skills to actually perform anything in the real world, productive or contribute, seem to be really low, but their conviction for yes, we are helping people is really high. And it's just dude, imagine if you channel that energy to something, A, that's going to affect your life, B, would affect your family, people closest to you, and C, affected your local community. Imagine if all that conviction and all of this energy and resources were pushed into bettering yourself, bettering your family, immediate family, and bettering your local community around you. Instead, they're all held up in tents on fucking government loans, protesting something that they have zero knowledge about, and just really high on the conviction, these people are being harmed and this is the cause that I'm going after. I don't know. I just found it crazy. This is your speaking to the protesters, this is your life. You're choosing to spend your time, probably somebody else's money, but your time into something that you don't even really fully know about. You can't even have an intelligent conversation about what's happening, but yet you could live inside this tent inside campus and think that you're actually righteous in being an activist. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. What's up, Bod? I'm guessing Brian's show is over. Since you're here now, I saw that they were live right before I went live. Jeez Louise, I have student loans. Get them motherfuckers paid off, dog. Get them paid off. Trish, here's the deal. I'll be very honest about this. I don't know what's happening. Air horn to that, as if it's exciting. I don't know. And I'm not here to lend an opinion on the Israel-Gaza situation, just to throw my hat into the fucking thing that's the new upcoming thing we need to talk about. It was Ukraine and Israel, and Ukraine and Russia, and then we shifted, and now it's Palestine, Gaza, and Israel, right? So no, I'm not going to lend an opinion on that. What I will lend an opinion on is coaching, running a CrossFit affiliate, stuff in the media space, things that I actually do and know about that I feel that I could make some sort of positive contribution with. not just like super high in my conviction about something I'm not really sure about. So there you go. That's how I answer that, right? Okay. Maybe one more of these. I'm trying to see which one I want to play, and then we'll get into that coaching discussion. Oh, not that one. We'll leave that up though. Bread, is it lights? Sometimes I shorthand these notes and like then I forget what exactly. Oh, okay. This is just something. Oh, hold on. Maybe we don't want that either. Zero nights, what the fuck? Lights, wild. Is this wild? What is wild? What is wild? Yeah, that dude was wild. Okay. We'll transition into this. We'll go congrats. Okay. Check this out. This fucking kid. Have you guys seen this before? This dude crushes. This is the amazing. Look at the likes right here. You can already tell by the likes in this corner. Have you guys seen this? Oh my gosh.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to be watching Cabela's lights turning off. I'm just waiting for Cabela's lights to turn off, and it's a nice store because they've got boats, fishing, clothes, and all those other sporting goods. And it has a good ceiling lights up there.
Great description.
So, let's watch the lights turn off. Oh, they turned off. Okay, like and subscribe. Goodbye. Have a good day.
Just some wholesome content. Nothing really that adds it there. It was funny. I enjoyed it. I also thought that it was just crazy how some of that stuff gets engagement. And then also how clearly like whoever's filming, like probably his parents or whatever, like prompted him like, hey, the lights are off. And then he still turned and did like this, like, oh, like he was like surprised. I also think about like the context behind this, right? Like, did that kid like watch something on YouTube and he's like, I want to be a YouTuber. And his parents were like, okay, what are you going to YouTube about? He's like, I'm going to watch lights turn off at superstores. And they're like, okay. And next thing you know, they're out there like supporting their kid and he's filming and making his thing and doing it. I don't know. I thought that's cool. It's random. Greg Glassman, the fuck is this? Yeah, I get it. It's random. It's random. CrossFit Liberator. Came across this 5 days ago. I think they open in 15 days from this post or something like that. I like this for two reasons. Number one, check them out. This is the life as an affiliate owner, guys. This is it. Just him fucking unrolling his sign across that. Proud as hell. There it is. It's official. He's a CrossFit gym. Stoked. Got it up there. Space looks kind of interesting. I'm curious to see the inside of it. But there it is. I just thought that that was cool for two reasons. Just because like sometimes people think it's fancier than it is, like opening a gym, or maybe you don't. Maybe you totally get it, but you wear like every hat, right? Like you're the dude, you're putting up your sign, you're standing on the ladder. His buddy is possibly helping out, but just more so just standing there. And that's it. Like there ain't nothing fancy about it. It's just, you just roll up your sleeves and you get to work. And you get to work. And so I just thought that that was cool. But here's what else I thought was cool. Look at this comment. Scott Panchek. Let me know if you ever need some help with gym management. Oh, he's selling something. Congrats. There we go. That was what I wanted to do. He got back and forth. My bad. That kind of did him dirty there. I meant to show the one where he said congrats, and I was going to say that, but clearly I blew that. Anyhow, cool. Okay, Odd uses StreamFit. There you go. Approved by Odd. I thought that was cool. Okay. So let's try this out, guys. Let's try the new phone number here. I'm going to put it into which is funny because I had Grace text, like try it, like test it for me. And I almost typed in her number and I'd been sitting here being like, yeah, the phone's not working. I don't get it. And then she would have been blown up with all these calls. Where is my ability to... should really get this dialed in sooner. Wait, where's... oh, banners. Here we go. Here we go. Create a new banner. Live call-in. Who is going to test this for me? It's 925-310-9340. Scroll across the bottom. Add the banner. Add the banner. All right, there we go. This makes it official. It's a back and forth live call and podcast now. If anybody wants to call, you always get the pass on the free call because you just get to test it and be like, hey, you said to test the phone. I got over my fear and I tested the phone. And I'm like, cool, thanks for calling in. Shit, did it connect? Okay, we should be connected to the Roadcaster, and we should be squared away. Okay. So if any of you guys want to call in on the topic of discussion here, I'm going to be talking about the difference in my opinion, of course, and I'd love to get your guys' opinion. Oh, here we go. First caller. Hold on, caller. I have to transfer you to the Roadcaster. Caller, hello. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff Birchfield, Texas. Just giving you a test call.
Mr. Birchfield, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
You bet.
How's life?
You're killing it, my man.
Yeah, thank you. One more quick question. How's life?
Good.
How are you doing right now?
Life is good. I'm about 6 days away from retirement, so it's great.
Oh, dude. Air horn for that one. Congrats, brother. Hey, thanks for calling in, testing the phone, and always being such an awesome part of the show, dude. Super appreciate you.
You bet, man. So whenever I get more time, maybe I can be a little bit bigger part.
Yes, sir. Please do. And congrats on retirement again.
All right.
All right, brother.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Later.
Bye. See, wasn't hard, guys. We got it going. Birchfield, about to retire. That's awesome. Congratulations. So here's the situation. Okay. We got two different types of coaches is the way I see it. And you guys could bucket this into two categories really quick walking into a CrossFit gym. Really quick. It takes about, I don't know, maybe a minute to decipher, maybe shorter. Are you a coach or are you just a lifeguard on duty? So let's break that down. What does that mean? Asymmetry meters. What does that mean? He's talking about retirement, Jeff Birchfield, but we know it means he doesn't have to show up at a scheduled time each day. He just gets to do what he wants. Here's the difference. Coach is somebody who's actively participating in the class and with the members. So what I mean by that is you walk into the room and you know who's the commanding presence. You could tell right away, hey, there's a coach here. This person's voice is loud. They're moving everybody across the room. They have this like presence that they're in charge and they're we are following them. And I always say that if I can't hear the coach as I come into the gym, right? So I'll give you guys the markers that we like to use at CFL. And these are just super like quick, checklists, like a little flight plan. Like, hey, did you hit all these during your hour today? And if not, we got some work to do, right? We got some opportunity for improvement. And so when you walk in, it's like, do you know who's in charge right away? Can you hear them as you come into the room? Do they have this type of presence, right? And, oh wait, here's my favorite troll. Damn, Brian have more viewers than Souza. That's a swing and a miss. That's a swing and a miss. Of course, they're talking about fucking CrossFit and box jumps, and you guys really care about that. I just ramble about random shit. The fact that I got 94 people here is a fucking miracle, including you, David. I know you got your meat in your hand right now watching me on TV. So when you walk in, they have this presence. They're leading the room. They're the ones that are in charge. They're telling you, hey, go grab your barbell. Hey, let's set up here. Guys, we're arranging the room this way. I need to be able to see everybody, right? And when you have a lifeguard on duty, they might kind of give you the whiteboard warm-up, but when they do it, they typically are just reading what's on the board. And that's always the first kind of sign of like, uh-oh, this isn't going to be as of an effective class. Like if they're just reading it, they're not telling you the information that isn't there. What do you expect? How is it should feel? What weight should it be? What time should you expect to get on this? How many rounds should we expect to get? Do I go a little bit heavier? Do I go moderate? You know, blah, 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 right? And so that should be your first tell. The second tell is, are they commanding the room? Meaning, are they saying like, okay, go in, get your stuff. Here we go. Meet me by the door. We're going to start with this warm up, right? Or do they just flip the board around and then say, go ahead and grab your barbell, guys. I'm going to set the timer. We're just going to go through this warm up. Okay. Now, even if you do that, you could still have a presence in the class, meaning like, here's the warm up that's written on the board. I'm going to set the timer. And now I'm still moving around and engaging with everybody. And if it's typically them just moving through some general movements just to get the blood flowing, get get their mind right and get everything fired up for the workout, then that's still a time to engage. Hey, how are you feeling? Hey, did you come in on Monday? Hey, did you do all the wall balls yesterday? Hey, did you end up doing that power clean workout? How are your shoulders from that, right? So there's still time to engage, even if they're running through something that's just kind of written out, or a simple like run and do some burpees or run and do some air squats to get the blood flowing, right? So you could still have some sort of engagement. You could still kind of control the class there. Now, for us, that's one of the main things is, do you have presence? Have you checked in with everybody? Names are huge. This was an old like Bergeron thing, which probably means it was a Glassman thing, because as we know, Ben Bergeron has just ripped shit off from books and from Greg Glassman from years and doesn't give credit where credit's due and then presents it as his own material. Side rant. And it was using your name, the person, your member's name, at least 2 to 3 times, whoever's in front of you, right? So if I'm there and I got 10 people in the class, I'm coming through and I'm saying, you know, hey, Rambler, what's up, man? How you doing? Geez Louise, great job. Hey, keep that back a little bit straighter. Keep that chest up a little taller in that deadlift. Like, Odd, what's up? How you doing today? Good to see you in the class, right? Like you're using their name. You're engaging them as a person, as a human. You're letting them know like, hey, I see you in class and I'm using your name and you're here. And there's a personal connection with this. The second thing on the flight plan list is, if you have a point of focus, like let's say the workout is snatches and bar facing burpees, right? So clearly the snatches is going to be the point of focus in that day's workout. So if the snatches are the focus, like what are the 2 points of performance that you're covering? And some of the biggest mistakes coaches make when they first start is they think that they have to tell you everything about the lift from the start. Okay, guys, put your feet underneath your hips. Okay, first bring the barbell down. And you're just like, holy shit, dude. Like we've all snatched before. And if you haven't, and it's your first time, you're just going to confuse the shit out of them trying to give everything at one right? So pick your 2 points of performance that day. And then just drill that. Hopefully you're starting with a PVC pipe or an empty barbell. By this time, hopefully you've already ran them through a little mobility, a little stretching period, made sure everything at the end ranges of motion feels okay, and we moved around a little bit. And then you have your 2 points of performance. And for the love of God, Adam, they do not need to be jump and catch. Please do not make it jump and catch. Jump and shrug. Don't do that. Give something a little bit more actionable, right? And try to change it up each time. Try to change it up each time. And then break it down into small steps too. So that way you could kind of build up almost in a warm-up. So anyhow, we have presence. You're loud. People know who's in charge of the room. We have saying the member's name at least twice, if not 3 times throughout the whole entire hour of the class. And then we have our 2 points of performance. What am I picking today? What's the main thing that we're going after? Is it a lift? Is it a movement? And then what are the 2 points of performance that I'm going to be covering during that time? And so that's basically the way it starts out. Now, a lifeguard on duty, they haven't done shit. They haven't done any of that. They haven't really used anybody's name, or maybe they just kind of gravitate towards like their homies in the class, like the couple people that they're friends with. So now they just kind of like sit off to the side and let it go. Maybe they've simply transferred or just like hit the clock or something. There's not like a lot of engagement, right? Then after we get into the strength portion of it, or your lifting side of things, after your Adam, that is the famous Bergeron curl, jump shrug, jump catch. You're totally right. You're totally right. I was just joking around because it was just so like the Bergeron warm up and things like that have gotten so used again that it's lost a little bit of its intentionality there. Pretty Gannon, what about the history of the lift, Greeks or Romans? That's how important. Okay, yeah, exactly. We don't need all of that, right? We don't need all of that. Unsporty Beth, shut the fuck up. How do you not know this is my show? It's 11 a.m. on a goddamn Tuesday. This is the 12th week. And you come in with, where's Savon? Jesus. Immediately in jail. And once you've given the points of performance, teach it. Each person inside your class should have at least some sort of feedback from you. Like, have you had a touch point? And I always relate this back to the restaurant. I used to like bartend and serve at a restaurant, and they used to call it like table touch, right? Like, have you gone by and touched every table, made contact multiple times, things like that. And that's the same thing that you need to do in your strength portion. Did everybody receive some sort of feedback or some sort of adjustment on their lift, right? And sometimes if you have somebody who just moves really well in that class, you might just literally just go over and just say, hey, great job. I see you've improved from the last time we did this position, or whatever the case may be, right? And then and that maybe that's good enough for that individual for that day. Oftentimes too, you might find a member that maybe just like, you go to give them a cue and they're like, I don't want to deal with it today. I'm just here to move. And then you're like, great, cool. And then help them out with that, right? Whatever that is, or maybe dial back your teaching in that portion and dial up the fact of like, awesome. So how was your day? Just have a quick little touch point there. Adam, how much coffee is running through Susan's veins today? Your energy is amazing. Tons of coffee, dude. And I've coached 4 classes right before this and got the line set up and put all my links in and made like 3 calls back. So called 3 people. So I feel like I'm just like 10 out of 10 hyped right now. Odd. Souza was my bartender at the camp party at the games. It was wonderful. Oh, that's true. I ran the keg. Forgot about that. Souza's unhinged Dan, what's up, dude? Souza's unhinged rants occur randomly in the middle of the show instead of the end. This is true. You're already 25 minutes to the class into this point. I'm dragging this out a little bit. Yeah, typically by now we're not that far into it. So do they have some sort of did you give some sort of touch point, right? So we have the whiteboard debrief. You told them what was not on the board, what they can't just read on their own. You have a presence in the class. You're commanding it. You gave your 2 points of performance. You used their name 3 times during the class. Now you've given some sort of touch point, some sort of feedback to each individual member. Now, as you transition into the metabolic conditioning, your conditioning piece, you've done a second check back with everybody. Hey, do we have the scale appropriate for this? Do you know what you're doing for the handstand push-ups? Okay, awesome. Hey, did you decide on the weight that you wanted to use? Cool, you're going to go 55, but we're going to set it up so you could strip the barbell if you need halfway through, right? You've gone back around and touched on everybody again. Touched everybody again, which I'm sure touch and point got it. That's right. Jake Chapman, gay. I don't know if coaching has a sexual preference. And then when the Metcon starts, one of the biggest pet peeves that I have in classes is the coach usually just recedes to the background. So the music's up, the timer's going, your people are all moving with intensity now. Hopefully they're utilizing some of the tips and different things that you've given them at the beginning of the class. And then I just hate when all of a sudden they just like recede back to the background and it's just quiet. So we have two separate things that gives us just a little bit of a checklist throughout the Metcon. There's a specific cue and there's general cueing. Okay, specific cue and general cueing. Specific is to the person. Hey, Brady, keep your chest up a little bit lower in those wall balls. Hey, keep the bar closer. It's specific. I'm saying it to a person. Most likely I'm using their name. There's some sort of eye contact and acknowledgement. Then a general cue might just be, hey, we're 5 minutes in. Or like, breathe, right? You could always say that at any point in time. But it's just some sort of general address to the class. The other thing too is I talk about when the music turns down or when it's in between songs. Like that's a great point or chance for you to step in to kind of like regain some presence there, right? So the music slows down and then you're whatever, 10 more minutes, 5 minutes in, 2 minutes left. Great job, guys. Keep going, whatever the case might be. You kind of probably have your go-tos, but don't let the whole class get quiet at that point. Like that is your time to lean in. Devesh, Souza is on the nose candy. Nope, that was the bartending days. That was the bartending. Corey, my classes are never crowded. I'm light as fuck. Like, good. Dude, presence in classes matters so much. So much. Boost morale between songs. Exactly, Ernie. That's right. That's your chance to throw your voice back out there. Let them know that you're kind of like, I like to use the term early in, like I'm in the workout with them, right? So I might stand there and, you know, count a rep or two, or just remain present while they're over them. Or if you see them resting for a long period of time, go over and be like, okay, here we go. 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1, pick up the wall ball. We're back in it, whatever the case may be. But if you don't have some sort of flight plan, some sort of checklist, and something that you're touching base with all the members throughout the class, throughout the whole entire hour, then are you even really coaching? Or are you just more or less lifeguard on duty? Yes, another call. Hold on 1 second, caller. Caller, hello. Your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Hawaii.
Is it Seth?
This is Seth.
Seth, what's up, dude? How you doing?
What's up?
Did I just out you? Did you just want to be random from Hawaii and now I totally blew your cover?
No, dude. You can totally blow my cover. This is one of my favorite topics.
Awesome. So what's going down? You got an opinion on this? Question, pushback? What are you thinking?
Yeah, man. So I'll tell you one of my biggest struggles with coaching, and so some of the context that you gave is when you actually interfere with an athlete's like Metcon, their intensity, depending on some of the more challenging like workouts you're going for. Like you could use Fran as an example. You want to give feedback. You know, the pulps might not look good. The depth of the thruster, like something could be horribly wrong. When do you actually step in to slow somebody down and make the correction versus when is it good enough? Like Glassman used to say, the A- movement, and you just let them go, give them corrections after. I always struggle with that like sweet spot of finding when to stop somebody from applying that intensity to adjust their movement. So basically that whole thing is kind of the balance that I'm always trying to figure out how to ride. And I have tried to figure that out forever.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great question. And you know, the answer to it is always like, it depends, right? Which is kind of like a famous coach answer that everybody gives. But here's what I do. I usually give a 3-rep rule. And so what I mean by that is if let's say it's a thruster in the example that you were using, right? And so you kind of saw like, oh, it was looking a little sketch. So you go over, they might be in a resting period. So you're like, hey, on this next one, make sure that we're sitting back on the heels and keep that chest up. Like the chest is really diving forward and the bar's looping out when you go to push it overhead. It's going to be bad for your back. So they're like, okay. And then first rep, maybe it gets a little bit closer. Second rep, it's not closer. The third rep, I'm like, okay, we're stripping this barbell down. Let's lose some weight on this, right? But if you see in that first rep, they're like closer. The second rep, they've tightened it up. You're like, okay, the third rep, it looks better. They were able to make some adjustment. Then you're like, okay, this is probably going to be good to go. Take a couple breaths, pick your sets, and I'll let them usually hang on to the weight or whatever it is. And then with any gymnastics stuff, like I'm a real stickler when it comes to just full range of motion. So if all of a sudden you start to see them, you know, they wanted to go with the handstand push-ups for today, and you're like, okay, we'll see how it goes. And the next thing you know, it's just like falling apart and they're doing just a little elbow head bob and they're calling it a push-up. Then I'll be like, okay, let's jump back to the pike or whatever you were working on prior.
Yeah, I totally think I can get down with that. And I think the biggest thing is like, obviously you touched on this already, is setting them up for this ahead of time. And I think like being more firm with athletes before they actually start the workout themselves is because like, you know, your athletes, you know what they're capable of, especially the ones that come all the time. So like being a little tougher as a coach in choosing the modification for them, maybe more often if they're the overly ambitious type, to make sure that you're setting them up for success, rather than letting them, okay, we'll just let you try it again. We'll let you try it again. We'll let you try it again. And each time they're coming up short, as opposed to just setting them up with that movement that delivers the range of motion, the intensity, and the stimulus. I feel like a lot of coaches might be afraid to step in and make those calls for people out of fear of what the athlete may like or not like about your decision making. But I feel like that's part of being, the leader and being the presence in the gym at that point. And that's sort of where I try to take charge versus trying to correct things mid workout.
Dude, 100%. I mean, you nailed it. And so I ripped this off from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People or Successful People. What is it? The Stephen Covey book. And I call it the mature coach. And we use it as like a model that we actually go through with the any new coach or intern or anything like that. And I actually ripped it off exactly. And the definition of a mature coach is the correct amount of courage and consideration. And it's the balance between those two things. So just like you said, right? Like you want to have the courage to do the right thing as a coach, step in, kind of have the hard conversation if you need to, or make the adjustments that the person in front of you may or may not like. But you also have to have the consideration of like, okay, how are they going to take this? How is it going to affect them during this workout? What type of nuance do I need to have when I approach this person? So that way this interaction and this conversation goes well, right?
Yeah, and that just takes building rapport with them over time. So the more consistent that athlete is in the gym, the better you can build that rapport, and then the more trust they have in you. So you probably need less courage at that point once you build trust.
100%, dude. And you know how it is. Like when you have those long-term members that you have a great, professional relationship with and stuff, you could get away with murder, right? Like if I've worked together with you for years and then I see something and I'm like, Seth, what the fuck, dude? That looked terrible, bro. Come on, get down there in that squat. Like you and I both know, like, I'm not ragging on you in that way. You're kind of like, okay, all right, he's right. Shit, I do need to go lower, right? And so
Totally.
you're 100% correct in your thinking. Like the more trust, the more rapport you build with your members and with your athletes that are in front of you, the much easier these conversations and interactions are going to go.
Cool. All right, bro. I just wanted to try out this phone experience and see what it was like on this end. So,
dude, thank you.
That was fun. Thanks for inviting me on.
Absolutely. Hit me up afterwards. If you, I'll show you how to get the free number. And you could set up if you ever want to dabble on your show too. You might need to upgrade that.
Jeez.
You might need to upgrade your soundboard a little bit, but
I probably have a lot of upgrades I need to do at some point. But anyway,
right on, dude. Thank you. Appreciate the call.
Thanks, dude. We'll talk to you later.
Talk later.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, Seth has a great point there. And like, when do you step in? And he hit the nail on the head. It's like, if you've done your job ahead of time, you're already proactive in any type of adjustments or corrections that might need to be made. And if you have something where they're in between, like maybe they could kind of do the weight, but it's like, you're going to say, okay, hey, we're going to start at this, but I might strip you down to this. So just be prepared. If we start missing depth, then we're going to take the weight. And then they know you've set the expectation ahead of time. It's so huge to set your expectations out ahead of time. Caller, hello. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Steve. It's Nathan from Arkansas.
Nathan, what's up, man? How you doing?
I had a question for you. This is a great discussion. I love the show. I think these are important conversations. I'm learning a lot. I have a question.
Awesome. Yeah, what's
I
up?
want to dive into this. Yeah. So we've got like two ends of the spectrum, and I'm interested in your take on this. Are members more impressed by knowledge, or are they looking for like an emotional intelligence of how they want to be coached? You can really miss somebody by overcoaching, or you can say the wrong thing and when they're in the middle of their workouts. And I think you kind of addressed that, but so we're looking at two broad ends of the spectrum. Which do you think is more impactful and effective? Displaying knowledge or having that emotional intelligence to know when to hold back or know when to go in?
Yeah, great question. It's 100% when you first start out. Now, this is always going to depend on the individual in front of you. But to my experience, the mass majority are going to care way more about your emotional intelligence than they care about any technical skill you might provide them. And if I
agree, I think the temperature.
Yeah, you got
from like your 5 a.m. class to your 4:30 class, and you know those different groups and how they respond. Like when someone wants you to crank the music, 5 a.m. They want you to get them through a workout. It seems like it's a delicate touch and a little dance back and forth between displaying knowledge and being able to give like that I lean on 1 cue a day for workouts, and
Yep.
leaning into that at different points throughout those workouts.
Yeah. I mean,
Classes.
you're 100% right. Like you're going to give some sort of technical thing, but when somebody first comes in, especially if we're talking about somebody who's new to CrossFit, right? Half of your technical knowledge about, hips and hip function in a proper squat is probably going to go over their head a little bit, unless they have some sort of background in, training or exercise science, or they were a coach in their past, right? So typically it's all going to be about emotional intelligence. It's all going to be about allowing them to start to like drop their guard a little bit and become comfortable with being vulnerable in front of you, and then therefore in front of the group. And so when people first come in with me,
for sure,
it's all about investing into that emotional intelligence side, and then finding the cadence in which they want to, ramp up their intensity or their weights, or, are they ready to receive more information at that time? But that's typically where I would start it out with, is focusing way more on the emotional intelligence side of stuff. And then once you've really developed the trust and the rapport with this individual, then you start to really move more into your tactical skills of coaching stuff. The other thing I will say too is sometimes that flips completely. Like I've had a few people that are like, oh, I've heard about this CrossFit and I've been doing whatever, and they have their kind of background knowledge. And then in which case, like I will, I'll present more of the technical side forward than I will necessarily the emotional intelligence. But again, it's just based off the person who's in front of you.
Yeah, start dosing them up. So get the buy-in. And then, right, once that trust is gained, start showing them the fine print.
100%. And then they're ready to receive it, because in the back of their mind, like, if you come into a brand new CrossFit gym, most people, there's so much stimulus. They're looking around. They're like, holy shit, look at all these people. These guys are, look at all the weight that they're putting on their bar over there. I don't even know what this movement is. Like, is everybody looking at me? I feel so stupid. I don't know what's happening. Right. So like you have to first calm those internal voices inside their head down. And then when that's set to ease and they're like, okay, cool, I trust this guy, I feel comfortable here, now you could really start to lean in and give the technical stuff.
For sure. I appreciate that take.
Awesome. Hey, Nathan, thanks so much for your call. Is it your birthday today? Somebody in the comments said it's your birthday. Is your birthday?
It's my birthday.
Dude, you get double air horns for the birthday and a little applaud there. Happy birthday, brother.
Wow.
Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
All righty. Bye.
Take care.
Bye. Yeah, that's a great question. And a lot of times too, guys, like if you start like hard with all the technical stuff that majority of the time it just goes right over an individual's head, right? They're just like, what? The knee's out because I need to load through the hip externally to keep my knees safe, but I lack ankle flexion. What? Like nobody's really going to be able in a position to receive that. Okay, so we'll move on. I love doing the coaching discussion. So this isn't going to be the last one of these. I'll pick certain things that we could like talk about, but I love the coaching. I love like really diving into the classroom experience. Like how could we make that better? How can we further serve the members and athletes in front of us? And really what I enjoy doing is onboarding like a lot of our new coaches, or having discussions with new coaches. Because I really look back at like when I started coaching, and outside of the CrossFit Journal, there wasn't like a ton of stuff in the space at first. Like I remember I bought, and it's somewhere around here, I remember like I bought a book on Olympic weightlifting, because at the time there was like the old Cal Strength videos with like Donnie Schenkel and some old Glenn Penlay videos, but then there wasn't that much else. So I just really enjoy like giving all that information of like, hey, what I wish I would have known this when I first started, or how do you teach this, or how do you overcome, somebody who's just not getting it? Like, what do you do? What type of tactics do you use? Bernie, I like your question. I wish you would call in. I don't know why. I feel like the call in is it's more intimate in the question. Matt, what was your most challenging coaching experience? Most challenging coaching experience. That's a great question. I've worked with all sorts of people, and in fact, I am working with a woman who had a spinal injury about 2 years ago, and is now starting CrossFit in a wheelchair. So that's going to be a new experience. I've worked with a W amputee before, but he stayed in his prosthetics. He wasn't in a chair. So I like things like that challenge my knowledge or my creativity in the movements. But I would say it's dudes in their 40s who used to play some sort of like Division II in college that hasn't done shit since the last time they stepped on the field except for drink beer and eat processed foods, and now is coming in 50 or 60 pounds overweight, doesn't really want to hear what I have to say, and wants to push the weights in their ability a little bit further than they are that day, and then trying to humble them and be like, yeah, you can't deadlift the 225. Well, I used to deadlift 405 in college. Well, fuck, it looks like your 225 looks like trash and it hurts my back just watching you. So let's take it down to 135. So typically brushing up against those egos, it's typically dudes that played, low-level college sports that haven't done anything in 10 years. But they've been protecting their ego for the last 20 in terms of thinking they're still like athletic. Sorry, dude. Use it or lose it. You're not. Okay, final subject. I'm just going to touch on this as we transition here. Frozen. I froze? Did I freeze? My internet seems fine. I don't think so. Philip Kelly. They eat ass too, bro. I don't know why I thought that was so funny, but that's good. Hi, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Corey.
Corey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I was just saying, doing fantastic, my brother. Doing fantastic. I was going to mirror what you said from a coaching perspective. The hardest ones in the world are the dudes that come in, played some sort of, or even, like you said, Division II. Oh, I played in high school. I was fantastic in college, and I can do all of this stuff. And
yep.
What I have found that works usually within, but you got to get it within the first week or two, is to let it happen naturally. Oh, okay. You want to? Okay, sure, absolutely. You go ahead and clean 155. Let's see how that fucking works out for you.
Yeah.
And when they're laying on their ground, make sure they don't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Don't
right.
let them do anything with point. Like, we're not doing a 405. We're not doing 405 deadlift today, but let them do something that is immensely fucking stupid, where they end up laying on their back and, like, the 95-year-old grandma in the corner just finished 4 minutes ahead of them. And just be like, and that's something I learned from the dude that's one of my coaching mentors, is that sometimes you got to let them figure it out on their own. Oh, yeah, no, maybe I shouldn't be doing like this. Yeah, dude, I'm not coaching you to try and make you look like an asshole. I am trying to help you so that you don't look like an asshole.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to kind of feel that out within the first couple of days, because they come in there with that attitude, like, oh, yeah, no, I got this. And they see, the 115-pound, Division I cheerleader who just graduated fucking college doing something phenomenal. And they're like, well, yeah, no, I can do that. No, you can't.
Yep.
You really, really can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
that's yeah, thank you for that input. You're absolutely right. Like, once you've triaged, you're like, okay, they're not going to really like hurt themselves, but they're going to go way slower than the intent of the stimulus here. And I know the weight that they're cleaning is going to just kill them over time, right? In a good way, like aerobically, not like you said, we're not risking injury here. But you're absolutely right. And I've done that before too, where you're kind of watching it and you're like, dude, that's like almost max effort on that power clean. And you're going to do, 5 rounds of 10 of those. All right. Let's see how that goes. And, like halfway through, they start giving that look when you look at them and they're just looking around the room, right? Like, shit, I'm not even out on the run yet. I still got 5 more of these and everybody's way out ahead of me. And then, you both kind of share that look of like, yep, I told you this was going to come. They're like, okay, damn. Yeah. But that's solid advice.
Yeah, dude, I've been in a class where we had 2 new people, a husband and a wife, come in, and the husband was in there after the wife had been there for like a month. Came in on a Saturday morning. Dude thought he was gonna be, I play basketball at the rec center and blah blah blah, whatever. And we were doing Kelly. And the one of our owners was coaching that morning, and halfway through, she like took his wall ball away. She flipped the box over. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
He was intent. He was intent on. at 20 pounds, I can throw a 20-pound wall ball. Yeah, you probably can. I'm not saying that you can't, but this is a lot of stuff, dude.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you,
Comes in
Corey.
and like the ball ball's going.
Dude, you're absolutely right.
But yeah, bro.
Sometimes it's just best to let them figure it out on their own, right? And that's okay. That's okay. There's a nuance to it for sure. But yeah, every now and then, just let them learn the hard way, right? Well,
Anyway, great show, brother.
thank you, man. Appreciate you calling in, Corey. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's another great point. Like, if you just sometimes people just got to learn. Like, sometimes they just got to touch the stove for themselves to realize, oh shit, that was hot. Maybe I should have listened to this guy. I saw you ask earlier if we were related. Maybe we are. How do you have 4 names? Pedro, how do you say that? Mario Masadio de Souza. I don't know. If I just can't say it right, I just make it into an accent. Greg Glassman, Souza's demographic is the biker gang from Roadhouse. Haven't seen Roadhouse, but cool. Is that a cool? Thank you. Is that it? I don't know. Jessica, admit I have been humbled that way a time or two. Yes. Matt, has this ever happened to you in the open? First 2 are first names, last 2 are family names. Cool. Now we're not open. Has whatever happened to me in the open? Or the husbands of women who really like the coaches. These guys take things too seriously. I could see that being a problem. We haven't really had an issue with that at my gym, but like, yeah, if the wife has like been doing CrossFit, then finally got the husband to do it, you're gonna brush up against a little bit of an ego there. That's for sure. That's for sure. I also have Pedro's show up here on my YouTube, so we'll direct you guys over to the finale of Around the Whiteboard with Pedro. Should we just bring him in on screen here? What if my show was just watching other people's shows, and then we could just like what's it called, doxed all the traders? Like, we're like, oh, Augustus left us. Real fucking cool, dude. You over there at Pedro's show? That's cool. That's cool, Alyssa. Anyhow, you guys could go check that out. I got one more piece before I take off here. I'm not going to. I'm going to save the second topic for later. I'm not going to get into that today. But I do want to show you guys this if you haven't already checked it out. Let me go through. Boom, boom, boom. So we have. Hold on, I have this cool bumper too. I could utilize this. Boom. This is the school platform that we got set up here. So I put some June challenges in. This one was all about like leads. We have some people commenting there, like pick one method of outreach, focus on it, track it. So this is for coaches. This is for affiliate owners. It's mostly around media and marketing. We got some best practices with Facebook. We have some meta discussions around leads. We have, I like these. I just drop in some Glassman videos from the Broken Science website, some old stuff from the CrossFit Journal. It's completely free. We got 78 of you guys in there. That's crazy. I thought we'd have like 30. I was like, fuck, 78 people signed up. That's amazing. So you guys can go check that out. Like I said, it's free. It's all about contribution. Like, it's just a bunch of people in there sharing ideas. I'm not like leading with the expertise on anything. I just kind of host it. And last time we had like Joe Neals, remember when he does 30 for 30? I had him in there. We talked about like how that went, like why he ended up kind of stopping that. What are some of the obstacles that he came across? We have Jessica. She works for Carlos over at Life Fitness. She runs their event planning for their gym as well as their social media. So I'm going to record a video with her about like popular events that are done inside CrossFit gyms. She has like 30 of them she'll be sharing with the group. So there's just a bunch of cool stuff in here. You don't need to be an affiliate owner. You don't really need to be a coach either. You could just go sign up. I'm going to drop the link inside the show notes as well as right there in the comments for you guys. So if you are interested in it, you could sign up. Please come in, contribute. That's pretty much what it is. It's just all about sharing ideas and creating some cool media for our gyms and for our coaches. So next week, we'll go over and I'll be chatting a little bit about CrossFit Games athletes and why your members are not going to the CrossFit Games as competitors, not as spectators, and how we need to treat them like such. So we'll get into that discussion, and I'm sure I'll be talking a lot about the semifinals. We'll be in Carson, guys. I get there tomorrow. The rest of the crew gets there tomorrow. We'll be doing some fun stuff over there. So if you guys are in Carson, please come say hi. Please come say what's up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Please go check out Pedro's show, Around the Whiteboard. It's the finale. After that, Seth has got Adam Knifer on in 30 minutes. I would definitely go check that out, especially if they're going to be watching some of the old videos. Adam Knifer has been on the show multiple times here, and just a wealth of knowledge and CrossFit OG-ism. So go check out Seth's show at Seth Jump Ship YouTube channel. And in between then, you could check Pedro's show. Hope you guys got something out of it. Thank you for all our callers calling in. Go over to the school platform, sign up. We'll see you there. Adios. Have a great week.